Hello guys, so we're outside today in my balcony. It's quite a windy day. I tried to put on this dead cat on my mic and see how that works. I'm not sure how it will turn out. Let's see. But so yeah, this is my balcony. Welcome to my balcony. So today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about why you need to be alone sometimes. Being alone in solitude basically means having some time to yourself in your own mind, free from any kind of external input from other people, from other minds. It basically means free from the noise of social media, music or podcasts, friends, or annoying people in general, and just having some time of your own to be in your own mind. And of course, any other thing that might take your mind away from you. So these little regular doses of solitude is actually pretty vital for your health and for your mind and your personal progress in general. So why do I say that? Isn't company or socializing or generally being around people good for one's mental health and well-being? Being able to share your ideas and personal experience and knowledge, these kind of things are generally good for the creative mind, right? That's all true, but I would say not all the time. What I'm trying to say is that having little pockets of alone time every single day is actually pretty good for you. So first of all, being a recluse and being alone most of your time isn't really going to help you in the long run. It might be extremely useful for some people. Maybe you would say writers or researchers, those kind of people who need loads of alone time in order to excel in everything they do, and if they devote their entire lives to their work. But for most of us, I don't think that's the case. So what is this alone time that I'm talking about and how I think it would be able to help you? I'm talking about your general day-to-day activities such as driving to work without the radio presenters, babbling away in your background, or perhaps your daily jog in the park without that EDM hip-hop music blaring in your eardrums. You may not really notice, but these small pockets of alone time is actually vital. It actually enables deep, uninterrupted thinking so that you may give the opportunity for your mind to think about and crack a lot of difficult problems in your life. It actually gives you the chance to process and regulate the deep and complex emotions that you gather from your everyday living and the people and the objects that you come into interaction with. Your friend who borrowed your car and returned it damaged, or the decision of which employee to let go at the end of the week. You need alone time to think about and regulate the emotions that come with problems and decisions such as these. A story that I've come across recently from a book called Digital Minimalism. It tells the story of President Abraham Lincoln, who at the time of his appointment had to make a lot of tough decisions right after he was appointed. So Abraham Lincoln lived a long way from his office, and to get to work every day, he would travel on horseback, and to get home every day, he would travel on horseback. And it was not a very short trip, but it can be said that that time of horseback riding back and forth from work every single day gave him the time and opportunity to actually think about the important decisions that he had to make at the time. Spending time alone also enables you the chance to get into a sort of a deep working mode. So let's say you are a creative designer and you have a client who is willing to pay you tons of money for work that needs to be done within 24 hours. That 24 hours of absolute alone time would be crucial for you to actually get the job done and produce the best result that you can. It means a duration of uninterrupted focus to the work at hand, free from social media or text messages. And if you are a creative, I would say alone time is also very crucial for your work. And I know how most people say that creatives, they thrive in collaboration and sharing of ideas, but it is often said that exceptional creativity is birthed from complete solitude. J.K. Rowling, while writing the sixth and final book in the series, actually had to move to a hotel where she could focus entirely on completing the book and ending it on a high note for the fans. Personally, I remember a friend who is one of the best choreographers that I know in dance, and back in the day when we were in the uni, he would spend hours in a day itself just facing the mirror and practicing his moves for choreography alone. It would just be him and the music in his ears, and his final piece, when performed, was always really amazing to me. All that from the time alone spent in the studio with just him and the music facing the mirror. So how all this worked for me was also quite exemplary. Back in the day when I was practicing this one move in breaking, so I was never really good at doing moves that required the use of my head. And one of those moves was actually the windmill, or more specifically the barrel mill, which requires you to spin on the floor with your head touching the floor. So I would always go to practice and just ask the best b-boys on the spot, how do you do it? Can you teach me? And while they were teaching me, I would never actually try to do it because I just had that ingrained idea in my mind that I'm not really good at using my head. So I never really practiced it, but eventually I did try, and progress was just really slow. So that was when I tried something different. I moved to a different spot in that same practice area itself, but I spent a lot of time alone just practicing that move again and again and again. So after a few weeks of pondering on how to do the move and just practicing it on my own alone, I got it. The total practice time since I started to practice the move, 2 years. But in reality, the actual total time that I really needed to get the move down was just 2 weeks. So I can confidently say that these pockets of alone time is powerful. I would like to challenge you guys, try to take up this alone time habit for, let's say, 20 minutes a day. Just you on your own, no distractions, no outside interference, no outside input. Just you and your own mind, and see how that works. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some kind of idea, and I hope it inspired you in some way to try something. And it would be great if you can subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Ciao guys.